welcome back to today's video. It is the end of December and the new year is coming. I wanted to talk over something that is a little bit different for me. I've seen other people that have had a word for the year. God has been reminding me and showing me and doing more and more and more as far as redeeming a lot of areas in my life. And so I just feel like that is the word for my upcoming year, redemption. And when I looked up the definition of redemption, I'm going to read and put it kind of here so you can see what it says. Definition of redeemed would be forgiveness of sins, compensation for faults, vindication, remove from guilt, atone, make amends for, to deliver, purge, reclaim, rescue, pay off, honor, make good, fulfill, or carry out. Those are things that he just is wanting to just bring into my life and doing work in my heart right now. I'm really looking at these things that have been with me my entire life and that I've held onto so tightly, or that I've just carried with me, and I'm trying to just release and let all of that go and realize that it's not serving me anymore. My parents weren't really there growing up. I grew up with my grandparents. I had a lot of trauma. I had a lot of abandonment. I have complex PTSD from the trauma that I experienced, not having people really there for me when I was developing. Because of all this, I felt I was not worthy of love, that because my own parents couldn't love me, that I just was not lovable. Hearing I'm unworthy, and it's something that goes into the bones of your existence, and at the core of who I am. I have felt for the majority of my life that I am not worthy of being loved, that no one could love me. I've made too many mistakes because my own parents couldn't take me in. I felt abandoned. I've hated everyone because of it. I have this PTSD that is very heavy, something that I'm dealing with every day. I do have chronic Lyme disease that I have been living with for about 20 years. Every day I wake up and my physical body and my head is just suffering from this chronic illness. Having kids, nursing, being pregnant, just having a kid, my hormones have gone all over the place. I have dealt with postpartum depression. I have very high functioning anxiety, perfectionism. It's just a coping mechanism that I created internally to help me handle things. We are in the process of paying off our debt. I didn't have really a very good standard for mother and father figures. And so when it came to raising my own children, it's very overwhelming for me. I've had to teach myself or learn or ask other people, what do I do? Because I don't know what to do. I wasn't taught those things. There's so much in each of these areas, along with my health. That's another area. Like I said, I have chronic Lyme. I've had that for about 20 years. I tested positive for Huntington's as well. It is a degenerative disease and it runs in family lines. 11 years ago, my dad passed away. I was a 16-year-old. I was full of anger, full of hate because my dad was gone for the good majority of my life. The 6 months before he passed away, he found out that he had bipolar and he got on medication for bipolar. Looking back now, that was time that God gave me. I feel like God redeemed where I was in my life with my dad, and things have just changed so drastically since my dad has passed away. When I did go to his house and I had this time with him where I was mad, I was angry, I hated him, I didn't want to talk to him. He knew it. He knew I was mad at him. He was finally in a spot where it was okay. It was okay that I was mad. I had every right to be mad. It was okay. He was compassionate and loving And he wasn't pushing any of that on me. It was very much like, when you're ready to talk, I will be here. And if all you want to talk about is what flavor ice cream you like, or what you went and did with your friends tonight as you ditched me because you didn't want to stay at home, then I'll sit and I'll talk to you about that. And when you're ready to talk about this heavy stuff, then I'll be here too. And I never got to the point where I was ready to talk to him about that. He is here. He is waiting. He knows that sometimes in my situation, I was mad at him. I hated God, hated him. I considered myself to be an atheist. I didn't want anything to do with God. I thought that God was the one who had put me in this position. And with every sense of that word, I hated him. I thought that he had just given me this. He had left me in this. God redeemed that. He is still working on a lot of it, but 10 years later, he has redeemed so much of that I needed so badly to have someone come in and just say, I see you. And it's okay that you're mad. You have every right in the world to be mad. You have every right in the world to be upset, to be angry, to yell at me. I don't care if you come to me kicking and screaming and telling me you hate me, but if you come to me, that's all I'm asking. Like, that was it. That was all he wanted me to do. That's all he wants any one of us to do. It doesn't matter where we are, what's going on. There's not a point that we can clean it all up, tie it in a box, and say, here, I'm ready for you, Jesus. I fully believe with my heart that I have redemption, that I can have a relationship with God because Jesus laid down his life for me. All of this stuff of old, it's really time to just shed it off. I've been holding on so tightly to my idea of control, to my anxiety, my anger, to my hurt, to my grief, to my unworthiness. I don't want to do that anymore. It is not serving me. It's not making anything better. It's weighing me down. And in the Bible, it says that we should give our burdens over to Jesus. I was never meant to take on the weight and the heaviness of all of these things. I do believe that every single area that I talked about, my health, our finances, my children, PTSD, my perfectionism, my anxiety, my anger, all of these things have already been redeemed. That work was done at the cross. But now I need to have this relationship with God, and I need to be in a mindful practice of letting those things go. And because I'm human, I wake up in the morning and I grab those things again and I go about my day, and I realize that I'm carrying around stuff that I shouldn't be carrying around anymore. This is stuff that I said I gave up. We have to constantly be in communication and relationship with God. He is there. He is waiting. He is waiting so patiently. He is anxious. He is compassionate. He loves us more than we could ever imagine. Experiences that I've known with love is nothing compared to the love that he truly has. The love that I have for my children is all encompassing. I want everything good for them. I want to be the best that I can be. I don't want them to make mistakes, but I know they're gonna make mistakes, and I want to be there for them when they make mistakes. I want to be the one that they come to and they trust me to come talk to me when they make a mistake. And as they grow up, that is the biggest thing that I could ask for, is when they mess up, that they feel confident and can trust in me to come and speak to me when that happens. That is exactly the same thing that God wants with us. When we make a mistake, when we take on too much, when we go about our day and don't acknowledge him, he just wants us to come and talk to him, to say, hey, you know what? Today is rough. I'm yelling at everyone. I'm snapping at everyone. I'm angry. I don't even know what I'm angry about. I'm sad today, and I don't know why I'm sad. Psalm 77:15. With your mighty arm, you redeemed my people. Isaiah 44:22. I have swept away your offenses like a cloud, your sins like the morning mist. Return to me, for I have redeemed you. Isaiah 43:1. Do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have summoned you by name, and you are mine. Isaiah 63:9. In his love and mercy, he redeemed them. He lifted them up and carried them all the days of old. 1 Corinthians 7:23. You were bought at a price. Job 19:25. I know that my Redeemer lives. There's so many scriptures and there's so many ways that he's speaking to us. He is reviving and redeeming and bringing new life and shedding of all of the ways that you have carried with you so far in your life, all the heaviness, all the weight, the things that you took upon yourself that you were not, he did not design us to carry those things to begin with. He is going to heal our bodies. He is going to make everything so much better than what it was when we started and give it back to us on a gold platter. I cannot wait to see what God is going to do in this new year, what he is going to redeem, the things that he is going to do. I am going to work on being mindful, be present with him, to remember that I need to let go of all of these things, giving all of this old heavy stuff over to him, and release all of these things to him and trust that I am a new creation in him because he has already redeemed me. And now it's just a matter of him helping me shed all those things. And so when someone asks me about my worthiness, then I can say that I am worthy because I am the daughter of a king. I want to go into the new year being very conscious that I am giving things over to him. I want to live in the freeness and the redemption that God has for me. I want to feel that and let that emanate over every single one of these areas in my life. Remember to give it over to him and to truly let go of it in every single sense. Let go of the things that you've been holding on to for so long and just release them and refuse to pick them back up. Refuse to go by the wayside and grab those little stones again. They're not yours to carry. They were never yours to carry, and your bags are too full, and you're not going to be ready to receive any of the greatness and his abundance until you empty the heaviness that you have been carrying. I cannot wait to see what God does in the next year. Hit subscribe so you can see the next video that'll be coming out. And happy new year to everyone.